Welcome back to the Avenue. I am super excited today for you guys to come in, to my new viewers and to the ones that continue to come back. I want to say thank you. And on this channel, we talk about topics that make money just simply make sense. You don't have to be a millionaire, but we just want you to think about money maybe a little differently to change some of your behaviors. And today we have a great topic, a hot topic that one day in life, the older you get, you will probably start to think about this. And this is, today's Tuesday, if you woke up today and you didn't have to go to work, would you go? If you did not have to work, would you continue to work? Most people want the choice. They don't want to necessarily stop working, but they want the choice of whether they want to work or not. And at some point in the future, if you plan it right, you can have your freedom. That's what we're going to talk about today, is your freedom number. What is that number? Sometimes you're asked that and you don't know what it means. And sometimes you're asked that and you just come up with a random number. You don't even know where it came from. It just sounds good to you, sounds good to your friends. So you put it out there and then you never take action to go toward it. But I want this freedom number to mean something to you. So we're going to talk about your freedom number, how to calculate it, how to get it, and then steps to start moving toward that freedom number. So you're going to like this one. Let's jump right into it.
She's a go-getter, all right. What a beautiful sight. Anything she sets her mind to, she stays on it day and night. She writes the checks, she signs the deeds. She plants the fruitful seeds and still finds the time to meet all her family needs.
Now, in all seriousness, this freedom number is something that rich people and wealthy people, this is their secret. This is what they have up on the rest of us, is that they already know what their freedom number is, what it means to them. And it's not a random number out there, what it means to your friends or anything. And you don't have to be super, super rich. You don't have to be a billionaire to be free from certain things. But it means peace. It means more time for you to do what you want to do. It means control of your life and the things that you want to do with you and your family. And that's the kind of freedom that we're talking about. It's the money that you have, that your money will actually make money that's not tied to a job. It's the money, if you want to sit at home with your feet up on the desk and do nothing, you still have that amount of income coming in. And we will first figure out what that freedom number is and what it means to you, because to each person, it's an individual number. You may not want what I want. Some people want to travel. Some people want to give gifts to their grandchildren and family members. There's all sorts of things that people want to do, but you need to have your expenses covered first before you look at doing anything else. But it does include the things that you like to do. It's not a budget by all means. It does take some figures from your budget, but it's not a budget. So we're not going to talk about a budget. Relax. We're not going to talk about a budget today, but we're going to talk about numbers that make sense. It's not random, but it's numbers that make sense, but it makes sense for you. That's what we're going to talk about today. So grab a cup of coffee, grab a pencil, grab a pen, grab something and relax, because we're going to break this down and talk to you so you'll know exactly what your freedom number is. It's not your neighbor's number. It's not my number. It's not some kind of social media's guru's number. It's not that. It's your personal number. Just like your fingerprint is your personal number. What do we need to take into consideration? Glad you asked. All the things that you need on a daily basis, on a monthly basis to actually make your life go. You know, housing, utilities, your transportation, cell phones, all of that, include that in it. This will be a part of your freedom number each month, right? And then if there's some travel that you want to do or some gifts you want to give away, maybe some charitable giving that you'd like to do, put that inside of that number also. If there's some things that you want to buy outright, but you want to save to do that, if you have a savings in there, put all of that in there. And this is really the number that you're shooting for, that you would need coming in every month without you actually working for it, without a job being a part of it, that will help you just live the life that you want to live. If you want to work, you can work. If you don't want to work, you know you don't have to work because this money will be coming in anyway. So this is the freedom number that I'm talking about. I sat down and did my freedom number. I put the number down and then I massaged it because of taxes coming out of it. So I wanted to make sure I had enough that when I took taxes out, I would still have that number that I could live comfortably in my style, comfortably the way that I want to live without, anybody, without having to work a job or having to do things that I don't necessarily want to do. That is your freedom number. And that's what I want you to pause right now. Go ahead and calculate that freedom number for you. Now, as you are writing your list down as far as your monthly freedom number, you will realize that this number is not only about money, but it's about choices. It gives you choices to do the things you want to do with the people you want to do them, when you want to do them without being restricted by circumstances or a job. That's what we're getting toward. Because some point in the future, the more, I won't say the older, but the more mature your mind gets about money and how it is a tool that can help you and what you're really looking forward to, because you're looking forward to freedom. Money is just paper, right? But if it can't buy you what you really want in life, which is to do the things you want to do, to be free from being bound by a job or anything else, that's what you want to eventually get to. And it's not based on an age. You don't have to be 55, you don't have to be 60, you don't have to be 65, 67. That's not what it's based on. It's based on an amount that you will have invested and that you can live off of those investments. And that's where we want to get to. And the quicker we realize this and get to that number, because it is a doable number that you can get to, the earlier you start, the quicker you can get there. But once we realize that and get to that number, we will be much better off. Getting out of debt and all of that is great. It's a great thing to do, and that's a necessary thing to do. But this freedom thing is serious because it is about choices. You don't have to be a billionaire. That's not what I'm saying. But once you put that number down, it may be a modest number, and this is all you need. Count for inflation in there a little bit. But this may be a modest number. That's all you need to get to your spot of freedom. But that's what you need to sit down and actually calculate for yourself. It's a personal number. So while you're nice and relaxed and have that number in mind, hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as I'm bringing it to you. This one I love this one. I love sitting down planning. And so I'm excited about this. And that's why it's a lot of smiles. I like talking about this. And then the next step will be making action. But we're going to get to that. Hopefully you have your freedom number now. And we're ready to move on to step number 2. Okay, the next step you will need to do is once you have that monthly number, you have it all written down, ready to go. Everything decided, and the next step is to multiply it by 12 because you will need an annual number, how much you will need every year. Of course, it's going to be a larger number, right? But that's how much you will need coming in every year. And with this number right here, once you have that large number, it's probably going to be probably a 6-digit number, at least a 6-digit number. You would actually divide it by 0.04 or 0.05, and that's the amount of money you will need coming in every year in order to live off of the proceeds of this principal amount, right? And so it's called the 4% rule because you can live off of it without dwindling that money down rapidly, right? So it could be a 30-year term, it could be a 35-year term, 40-year term that you're living off of this money, and it's income, but it's not a job. So it's income coming into your house, but it is not a job. It's not predicated on you having a job. That's the freedom number that we're talking about. And so this is something that you can figure out for yourself. If it's something that you think, wow, this is way out of my reach, go back to your monthly number, see what you want to pare down. And maybe you don't want to pare it down, or maybe you're thinking, I probably need a little bit more than this. Then you can pump it up. but you will know the magical number, your freedom number, that you will have to have in order to have it invested in things. And we're going to talk about those items you need to have it invested in, or at least where this money is coming from to make it every month, so you'll have it to spend every month. But that's the number that you'll have in mind. So you won't be out there randomly wandering around, I don't know when I can retire. I don't know what I need to live off of. I don't know this. I don't know that. You'll know exactly what you need to know, and you'll have the money. Work toward getting that money. Once you hit that figure, you're free. You got your freedom number, and you can live life as you want to live it without being dependent or locked up on a job. Now, the next question you're going to ask me, okay, so Adrienne, where's this money coming from? So this money can come from dividends. It can come from interest. It can come from pension. It can come from income that you have coming in from rental property or any businesses or anything like that. That's where this money is coming from on a monthly basis, right? And because you'll have some of it invested and you'll be getting money off of those investments, but you may have other money coming in. So that's where this money is coming from. And once you decide that, okay, I'm getting this amount from investments, I'm getting this amount from my rental property, this amount from pension, this amount from other places, then once it satisfies that every month, you'll have that number, then you're free. So you know exactly where it's coming from, and you will be free to do, what you need to do without depending on a job. So that's where the money will come from. It does not come from your house, right? Your house is where you live. You don't make money from your house. Now, you build equity in your house. I'm of the opinion you build equity in your house, because you can't tell me you can buy anything real estate that you 20 years ago, whatever you could pay for it then, that you can still pay for the price of it right now. Even if it's an old shack, that property has gone up in value. Yeah, maybe it took 20 years, 15 years, but it still went up in value. So it is equity built in it, but it's not income coming from it. So don't depend on your house, or you wouldn't calculate your house in this particular incident as far as your freedom number and what you would need coming in every month. This freedom number also does not include your job, right? Because we released the job. This is money coming in without the job. So if you want to work, that's fine. But if you don't want to work, that's fine too. That's what your freedom number is about. And this freedom number, last but not least, does not include hope. You need a solid plan and a solid amounts coming in from places that you can calculate, that you see coming in every month. It's not hoping and praying it's going to happen. That's not what this is about. This is a solid plan that that you've already set up, that you're going to be pulling from a certain amount every month. Some of it could be annuity somewhere that you're getting money released back to you every month. That could be a part of your freedom number. So just to make sure and we're clear on what it includes and what it does not include. You guys, this freedom number really changes everything, because it gives you a goal to shoot for. It gives you a finish line. It keeps you from drifting here, drifting there. It keeps you from wandering from one random goal to another random goal. You have something solid, cemented that you can work toward. It changes everything. And I'm telling you, this is what the wealthy do. It's not a game they play. This is just what they do. It just makes sense. I want you to take this video very seriously if you're at this point. If you're not at this point, you'll soon get to this point. The younger you get to this point, the better off you will be. But sooner or later, the job is, you're going to want to stop working, right? But you're going to want to still enjoy life, and you don't want to enjoy life at the poverty level. You've worked all these years, you've made all these plans, you've done the things that you needed to do. And now when it's time to retire, some of us can't retire. Some of us have to do extra things after retirement. Some need to go back to work because they don't have that freedom number. They don't have that plan. They don't know how to get there, and they don't have the income coming in every month that will secure their life at the point where they want to step out and say, you know what, I'm done working. I've paid my time. Now it's time for me to do something else. If I want to volunteer, if I want to work, it's totally dependent on me. That's my choice, but I bought my freedom, and that's what we're talking about. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. I do want you to take it seriously. Get your freedom number written down and go toward your freedom number. There's enough videos that I've done to help you with how to, make more money, the stock market and rental property and the other things that I've talked about. Go back through, look at those, because that will help you move toward that freedom number. But this particular video was to cement what your freedom number is. I just did it a couple of months ago. As a matter of fact, I did it last month. So I know exactly what my freedom number is, and I'm working toward it, very close to getting there. And so it'll be my choice whether I want to do things or not do things at that point. And it's going to be wonderful. Okay. So with that, I will see you in the next video.
Go, Adrienne. Humble, go get it blessed. Let's go.